Hey guys, this is Haseeb Qureshi coming for another episode of my video blog. It's been like 2.5 weeks or something since my last video blog, which is kind of shameful. But I've listened to your feedback, so now I've developed my very own amazing set in an Aria Sky Suite, which is actually where I'm staying right now. And despite appearances, we are not outside, so there's no wind, and we've even turned the air conditioning off just to show how ashamed we are of ourselves. And so yeah, it's actually the last week and a half, or I guess about the last week, I have not played any poker, which has been like really actually great, because I think I've become kind of mired in this cycle of just playing poker every day and kind of revolving around it. And I mean, when it comes to playing online, taking breaks from the game is good. Playing live, taking breaks is so necessary, I think, to just retaining your sanity. And it's been a really interesting experience being here in Vegas, because both Jungle and I came to Vegas intending to play some cash games and like kind of dabble into the Vegas live scene. And Jungle has really taken to it, and I have completely not. I've been completely the other side of the spectrum and kind of been more. The more I played live, the more kind of disgusted with just the lifestyle and the culture of it and the monotony of it. Whereas Jungle is kind of like, although he sees that part too, he's willing to partake in it. He's like, okay, I can do this. I can do well at live games. I'll play what's big. I'll play what's running, and I'm just completely the other way. So watching Jungle playing these games, coming home like at 5-6 a.m. and going through this cycle of going out partying, then playing more games and doing the same thing over and over again, has kind of made me reflect a lot about the culture of poker as it existed before online, which is an interesting thought, I think, actually, because before online poker existed, right? People were really stuck on these narratives of poker that I guess that they kind of inherited from watching movies, from hearing stories and biographies of really good players, hearing how they came up in these games. But in a game like the ones you see here or anywhere, any live games, where you can only get 120 hands in a day, or at most 200 hands in a day for playing a really long session, the variance is so enormous that there have to be so many really great players who are going to lose for a stretch of a year or of 2 years or anything of that nature. If you see the kind of swings that go on in online games, especially people who aren't who are playing in really tough games and stuff like that. So it's almost I think in a way, online poker has kind of taught me to see poker as being very meritocratic and egalitarian. And I think live poker, when I kind of see it and I realize the way that downswings are so big experientially in live, because they take you can run bad for such a long duration of time. In terms of hands, it's not that much. In terms of time, it's huge. And so I can see the reason why, like, live players, they have so much more negativity, they seem so much more jaded, they're so much more isolated from the rest of the real world. And it's kind of solidified me even more in thinking that if I had the choice between playing live poker for good, forever, just quitting online poker if online poker wasn't sustainable, or I thought I couldn't win it anymore, or whatever, I just didn't want to play online anymore, I've always thought to myself, well, I'm good, I can make, several $100K a year playing live and whatever I'm playing. So, worst comes to worst, I can play that forever. But thinking about it now and kind of seeing more of the culture, I've realized that that's, to me, not something I'm willing to pursue. And I think as far as what I'm going to be aspiring to, live poker isn't a part of it anymore. And I think I didn't expect to fall in love with it, but I have, I think, come away with a lot worse than that. But the last week has actually been really good. Spending a lot of time just exploring Vegas and kind of just having fun. And I went to see actually the Cirque du Soleil show at MGM, which is incredible. I just went hiking at Red Rock Canyon, which was just amazing. We climbed to the top of this little mountain thingy and watched the sunset, which was really cool. And shit, man, there's a lot of stuff. It's been a whole lot of fun. But that is, I'm gonna start getting back into the game and playing some events, unfortunately for me. But I think I have to play at least a few events, probably the Six Max, the Heads Up, and maybe, or sorry, not the Heads Up, the main, I mean, and maybe one more tournament if I feel like I have the time. But beyond that, my focus now, I think, is going to shift to starting things back up once I leave for Portugal, which is going to be probably in about a month and a half's time. And it's going to be me, Jungle, and Jose, the Portuguese poker prodigy, living together, probably in Lisbon, Portugal. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm sure as that date draws closer, I'll have a lot more to talk about. As I guess putting my poker career and aspirations back together and kind of getting everything back on the right track is going to draw closer. I'm probably going to have a lot more stuff on my mind. But anyway, so this last week's been good, and I'll probably have another blog update in a week or so, and maybe I will end up playing an event and have something to talk about as regards to the World Series. But from everything I've heard, people are having a grueling experience playing the World Series, but that's to be expected. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any comments or suggestions or anything, feel free to post something, and I guess I'll see you guys next week. Good luck in the games.